Hello everyone, this is Heroes Trivia. Welcome back to another episode of our Car Shark Let's Play as we're at Versailles, about to play our game with the king. It's going to be a very long trick, and hopefully we can pull off 3 rounds without the suspicion bar going too high. It would be such a shame to die now. We already died once, but clearly we cheated death here. And here comes the king to save the day. The Comte has an invitation to play cards with the king, so I think we should be fine. Inario's in his Baroness outfit again. We're introduced as the son, Eugene. I guess we're playing against McGregor for the most part, but it's not about winning, it's about putting the right cards in the right person's hand to invoke some emotions from the king. The Red Lion, the Alchemist, and the Young Cub. We're the Cub, Alchemist is the Comte, so the Red Lion has to be McGregor. Seems to be some hidden past. So English asset in Scotland. Strong Scottish officers wearing red coats of an English force, so give him strong or high red cards. Fought against his own kin, killed his own uncle. We're trying to give the image that he will betray the king and he's his English asset, which I guess the King of France would not enjoy. Alright, it's not about winning money, so we're not going to increase the suspicion bar. That's a high red card. Gotta steal it. And another. It's a very long trick, and we're not super familiar with it. Let's hope everything goes correctly. So we need 6 cards or 2 cards for each player. And then we're doing an out jog, and then we're shuffling through. Then a pinch, then a shuffle back. Then it's 3 cards. Bring the top card, bring the single, and then we need to shift it to McGregor. Lock it in, shuffle the rest, and then we have to do a false cut, or undo a false cut. And let's see how we do. Perfect. About a bar of suspicion, so if we don't make a mistake, it's fine. As you can see, we didn't win that, and that's fine. We're giving this storytelling here of the Red Lion killing his own king, beating King Louis the 15th with, you know, big strong red cards that we gave him. Very quiet indeed. The next step is to make the king think that we are his son. This is Erdnase's play from the beginning. So how do we do this? King of Kings. We have to give a pair of kings to the king. At least we're giving cards to the same target right now, which makes it slightly easier. Single king. Don't have to worry about directions. Similar shuffling pattern as last time. Want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then shuffle through. 1, 2, 3. Bring it over, shift it twice, lock it in. Shuffle the rest. And then we have a fake cut that we have to undo. And voila! 2 bars, 2 tricks down. Not too bad. And he's thinking back to that night 20 years ago when he lost Sophie. And thinking about his son. Could be us. Alright, so we are now dealing ourselves the cards next. Blushes would be red, and high nobility would just be high cards. McGregor's out. And now we're no longer shuffling. So we're doing the second trick, which is the Comte's trick of sneaking a peek at the top and bottom card and stealing one of them. There we go. That bar went by quick. And then we have to peek the opposite direction again. Alright, so we want the top and the bottom card in front of us. So for this is second deal, top deal, top deal, top deal, bottom deal, and then whatever afterwards. I think that's right. Now we can just deal the rest. Alright, not much of a suspicion bar left, but is that it here? That's the third one. Not convinced. Alright, at least he's not going to be staring down our neck next time. Okay, maybe no more cards. The king is also confused. Okay, we have one last round to do with our limited amount of bar left. We have to give the alchemist an ace of spade. Oh, this is going to be tough because we have to give a certain card to a certain person. So the split when we do the shuffle is going to be a little bit harder. And what else do we need? Give McGregor the lowest card in the game, so a 2. I don't know if we can pull this off with what we have left, but we'll try. So the lowest card in the game, one of the deuces. And then we're looking for that ace. Ooh, that bar going so fast. Now we have to finish all the shuffle. Oh, this is gonna be rough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I think it's like 5 cards. We cannot make a mistake. Alright. I think we got this. We just gotta do this part flawlessly and then we're golden. Nice. Right, so now the comp looks like an ace, looks like a high card, and McGregor looks like a rat. A tantrum in front of the king? Oh, he's letting it out. Alright, we got our revenge. At least for now. Oh, he knows. What does he or she mean by this? Ah, a thief of dubious gender. So at least he knows the truth. Okay. One last game to play. Just us and the king. Simple question. I mean, we are not really gonna be able to answer this since we are a mute. Are you my son? I don't see a reason to lie. My son's dead, isn't he? Thank you for your honesty. We can ask about anyone. Let's hear about everyone then. Right. He's a man of mystery. Right. I mean, it's the loyalists, right? If they want to pick a proper queen. Huh, do we believe? I don't know if we believe this. Exactly. Probably true. Who's gonna teach us our last two tricks, though? Alright, he's been played like a pawn. I mean, in a few years, the monarchy would end, but not yet. I don't think he considered himself really a thief. I think he's pretty happy being a rich count. Okay, we're gonna learn yet another trick. Right, we want the 4 aces all marked. And then we do the little shuffle drop. Sure. It should stop on the aces. I mean, now we can do bottom deal. We can pull those out from the bottom. Wait, they're on the bottom, though. Okay, so just let those aces start. Okay, I see. I mean, you don't need to worry about that. Can't really trust anyone at this point. Right, of course. The person who's keep their identity hidden for like 20 years. We know it's on the bottom. We can pick the winner. This leads to multiple different endings for the game. And I think what we will do is that I'm going to grab this save file and check out all the different endings. So right now we're giving it to player 3. Still not sure how to deal with this. An area with no response yet again. Monsieur, madame. This is not the final trick. Expert dealer. Right, of course, everyone wants the victory. So I think here's where we will grab the save file. And return to title and come back here and see our options for each of the ending. Alrighty, so for the first try, we're going to make ourselves the winner. We're going to give ourselves the aces. Because why not? And then we'll try every other outcome as well. The game is very well designed. Even the achievements, there are 52 achievements for this game, and their icons are the cards in a deck, because there's 52 cards in a deck. So it's just a very clever little game. So any outcome is possible. One last round. Okay, so first we have to find the aces and just cheat our way through it. There's one. Alright, now we have to shuffle so they're at the bottom. And then we're gonna steal them. And decide on who we want to deal them to. I guess in this case would be ourselves, so just a normal deal to those three. And we have so many aces in our hand. 5. Ah, we've been tricked. The Comte actually comes to save us. And we're banished. So the Comte actually redeems himself by saving us with this ending. I thought we only stole 4. Is the peak an added 5th ace? Right, we got tricked by the deck. Executed in secret the following morning. Became the spy master. We took over Miss Porterhouse's tavern. And we wrote the story. The revolution. Right, 1789. I am pressing A. Oh, there we go. The money we donated earlier. We ended up supporting the revolution, like, what, 40-something years later? Spades? Are we still doing the trick? Oh, he's sneaking out an ace. Oh, we're back to the story again. Story of a king. From a book with number 9. Or address from number 9 about a forgotten queen. And the devil. how we get 4 aces. And the story comes full circle. That's one ending. Alrighty, so we're now going to try to do something else. We're going to give the 4 aces to the Count, as he did take the fall for us when we dealt ourselves 4 aces, and then Erdnase kind of slip us a 5th one to ruin us there. And we have actually more than 4 endings now if we think about it, because I can also deal someone 3 aces so that the cheat is not so broken with the extra ace being slipped in there. We can also give everyone an ace. See what happens if everyone ties. So we're going to explore every outcome and see how it goes. But first, 4 aces to everyone and see how they react here. Alright, so this time we want to give it to the Count. Alright, it's only 4 aces. Top deal him the last card. And let's see what happened. The Count wins with 5 aces. You're already being condemned before the game even starts. He's just going to curse him out. For the revolution. He doesn't sell us out here. Looks like going to be a very similar ending. We're just ignored. Now, is this going to be the 28th trick? Because we're still missing a trick. Not quite, huh? He disappeared. Right, this is sort of the historical account. The man who lived 500 years, don't know the actual ending. Went off to America. And we still take over Miss Porterhouse Tavern. And of course, no matter what we do, can't change the revolution. Alrighty, this time we intend to give the cards to Erdnase. Now I do realize we are missing one trick. We're missing the 20th trick, which is the beginner stack. I think it's something that we actually learned, or at least is part of a more complicated trick that we have done already. I don't imagine where we missed it in the stories. But that's not important right now. We're going to explore the other endings. And this time, our desired winner, sorry, missed the first ace. It's going to be Erdnase, and we'll see if she will slip herself a 5th ace. The last card was the ace. Alright, so she's in 3rd position. Does he not believe her? I guess the Count doesn't die in this scenario. Okay, we're still at the tavern. Still died. What, Jesus now? Alright, the rest is quite similar. We get to do our little closing trick again. And once again, oh, we can actually go pet the dog. No need to show the cards. Alrighty, so we're gonna let the king win this time. And see what happens with all three of our fates when we're at his mercy. Banish all of us, perhaps? That was a pretty quick 4 aces there. Alright, do it to the king. Will Erdnase slip the 5th card? All of a sudden, the Count is trying to be righteous here. Well, the Count is dead. Again. And we're spared again. Yes, okay. Very similar endings. Seems like Erdnase gets to live in all scenarios. I mean, us too, unless we get caught cheating, I'm assuming. Maybe that's another ending. Just dying, basically. Badly hurt. Going to the Americas. Alrighty, everyone gets an ace. Let's see what happens. Technically, it would be considered us failing the cheat, I'm assuming, but if we don't get caught, you know, it's a totally different outcome. Alright, everyone gets an ace, so we're just gonna bottom deal the first round. And no clear winners. From the achievement, it just says we played honestly. Also means no one cheated. So we can all go free. So right now we're just missing the case of where either we win with 4 aces or the Count win with 4 aces. Can't really interact with him. Oh, one word. Oh, this is different. Right, that's what I figured. So they just basically disappeared. That's more likely. And we, of course, once again take over the tavern. And once again, the revolution happens. Alrighty, this time we're gonna give the Count 3 cards. 3 aces. So there's no 5-ace scenario. But we don't know what suit she's duplicating, so it could still end up being 4 aces with a cheat. But regardless, he seems to have the most to say to the king, so we want him to end up as a real winner here. And we'll have to do that by giving him 3. And we also could get a chance to win with 3 aces. That way the count doesn't have to stand up for us. Or we can just do this where we kind of mess things up and we just have 3 aces on us. That also works. It was unintended. I would like to do all 4, but we messed that up. So we basically have 2 more scenarios to test. Alright, we want to give him 3 aces. The other options is that we get 4 aces, depending on how this 4 aces scenario works out. And we also want to... Oh. He's angry that we cheated improperly. So he gives us up here. He's still the one in trouble. What about us? Alright, we are imprisoned. For donating the money. So this now happens afterwards. So we're sort of rescued during Bastille Day, essentially. Alrighty, there's 2 things remaining to check. First is what happens if we just are really slow with our trick and the king catches on to the fact that we're cheating before we even deal out the cards. And the second is what happens if we give ourselves 4 aces by giving ourselves 3, because we know that Erdnase is going to cheat. We can do this part normally. Actually, we can't do this part normally. We have to be really slow. Now we just chill and look at the king chat in the background. And wait. Because the shuffle steps, even if we don't touch a button... Actually, if we don't touch a button, then it doesn't finish shuffling. Right. So that's probably the easiest place to gain some suspicion meter. Look at that. Look at that. Bust us? I want to see what happens if he busts us here. Alright, so we get all three of us thrown into prison. Still the Count, the one getting grabbed. Oh, we got exiled to the colonies. We went back to France and bought the tavern again, and once again, revolution happens. Alrighty, and for our final showing, we're going to give ourselves 4 aces by only dealing ourselves 3 aces, because we know that Erdnase is going to cheat here and try to slip us 1 extra. So we can either just find 3 aces here, or we can find 4 and just deal ourselves. Well, we missed one on purpose. So okay, let's just go through the whole thing. We'll only bring 3 aces with us. Finalize. I mean, technically 3 aces would win as well. It's a very good hand. Alright, we're in the 4th position here. It's still strange how Erdnase can slip us an ace, given that she doesn't do anything during the deal. He just gets enraged anytime that it's not a proper cheat, even though I didn't do it to him. So this is just a duplicate result here. Alrighty, and as the Count is raging and gets himself killed, we're going to be ending the series. As we have completed pretty much all the ending, I'm sure there's going to be a variation where we don't donate any money, and the end result with the revolutionaries, the citizens, might not end in our favor. But I think the game is designed to kind of close things full circle, where we pretty much end up in Pole with Miss Porterhouse's tavern, and years later we have the revolution, which is sort of the official ending of the game. And we'll just pour some drinks and pet our poor dog one last time and call end to the series. It's been quite interesting to look at all these little card cheats. And the game is definitely very intuitively designed with the controls of using the cheat and explaining them. Quite fun. And the plot is not bad either. Pretty good writing with some of the twists, even though a few of them were a little bit more predictable than others, and a few interesting ones with the slap in the face that, you know, saved our life. But that's going to do it for us. Hope you guys enjoy this series, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!